right, in this section, we're going to learn about compound statements. That's statements that have and, or, if, then, and if and only if. We're not going to concentrate on the if and only if in this section, but we are going to concentrate on the other three. So those are statements that combine two or more simple statements using connectives, and these are the connectives. Okay, so if P and Q are two simple statements, then the compound statement, okay, can be P and Q. And the symbol for and is this little up arrow here. So this would be P and Q. Okay, that's if P and Q, if they're both simple statements. The compound statement would be P and Q. Okay, and that's the symbol for and. So let's use that. Let P and Q represent the following statements. P is, it is after 5 p.m. Q is, they are working. Now write the compound statement in symbolic form. They want the symbols, okay? It is after 5 p.m. and they are working. That would look like this. It is after 5 p.m. is your P, and they are working. So it would say P and Q. Look at the next one. It is after 5 p.m. and they are not working. Now remember, the not is this symbol from the lesson before, okay? So we would say P for it is after 5 p.m. That's my P. And is this symbol, okay? And they are working is Q, so we want to put they are not working. We put not Q. P and not Q. That is the symbolic form. This is your and. We can also do that for what's called a disjunction. This symbol is for or. So P or Q would be written this way. P or Q. Okay, it's a V like that. So if we let P be the bill receives majority approval and Q be the bill becomes a law, now we're going to write this in symbolic form, in symbols, okay? The bill receives majority approval, that's P. Or, okay, that's this. The bill becomes a law. That would be Q, P or Q. Look at this one. The bill receives majority approval. Okay, that's P again. Or is the V, like that. The bill does not become a law. So we don't put Q, we put not Q, because it does not become a law. Example 3, we're going to talk about if-then statements. And this is kind of a diagram that represents it. It says, if a person is a poet, then that person is a writer. See how all the poets are within the writer circle? Okay. So let's look at it. If P, then Q is written like this. P with an arrow, then Q. That would be, you would read that, if P, then Q. Anytime you see that arrow, that represents the if-then. Okay? When you have this conditional statement, that's what it's called, what is in front of the arrow is called the antecedent. So the P is the antecedent. What is after the arrow, the Q, is called the consequent. So the antecedent is first, consequent second. So let's look at this one. All right, so P is going to be a person is a teenager. Q is going to be a person is younger than 20 years old. Okay, so it says if a person is a teenager, okay, that's P, then that person is younger than 20 years old. That's Q. Sorry, my laundry is done. If then means we're using this arrow, okay? I can't draw it very well. So we say if P, then Q. Let's look at the next one. Get a different color. If a person is younger than 20 years old, okay, that's Q, okay? Then that person is a teenager. That's P. Okay, so notice this is backwards, and we're going to use the if, then. Oops, I underlined the wrong thing. There we go. If, then would be this arrow. And we said if Q, then P. So we have Q, then the arrow, and then P. Now there's also a part C. Okay, it says if a person is younger than 20 years old, okay, that's Q. And it actually says not younger than 20 years old. So that is not Q. Then that person is not a teenager. Okay, a teenager's P. So that's going to be not P. symbol there. Now remember that the if then is that arrow. So if a person is not younger than 20, that's not Q, then that person is not a teenager.